Maria, are you at a point where you're able to play on instinct, where you think you're back and just your rhythm is where it might have been before the break?
I still think I need a little bit more time, a little bit more matches. I'm definitely a player that prefers to play with instinct, and I like the moments where you have to figure it out on yourself. Obviously, you go into a match with a little bit of a plan and how you're going to play and execute, but there are times in a match where you just have to, as you say, play with instinct. So that's definitely a preference of mine, and it will take a little bit of time. But today was, maybe not a match where I showcased that.
Compared to the emotion of Monday night, are you now getting into the flow where it's a little bit more business as usual?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to enjoy the quality of tennis that I played with the other night, but I also, wanted to put my mind onto this one. And I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and no matter who I was going to play today, it's always difficult to come after a match like that. And my goal was just to get it done.
Maria, after those two tough matches in 3 sets, do you feel reassured physically? Kind of feel like, okay, I can do that?
Yeah, I actually felt, I think that's something that gave me confidence in the second, was towards the end of the second set, I felt like I was the fresher player, and going into a third set, that's a good position or a good feeling to have.
Why was yesterday so emotional for you, and what did you do during the day?
Just spent the day in recovery. It was nice weather for me. I didn't have to play, so I know it wasn't convenient for everyone. But in terms of emotion, I think it's always, I think both of us were looking forward to that match once the draw came out, and it's a match, as we said, that you usually see towards the later stages of a tournament and Grand Slam, and I think both of us played really great quality tennis. So coming down from that and ending up on the winning side and knowing that there are many matches ahead of you, you just have to settle down.
All players usually say they look day-by-day match. Your next opponent, do you see the draw now? Do you give a look to the draw, or you don't? Because at the beginning of the tournament you had Halep and probably were just concentrating on that.
Yeah.
Now everyone says that you have a sort of pretty draw. I don't know, what do you think about?
I don't shy away from looking at the draws before the tournament begins. I've always considered this to be fairly similar, no matter where you end up. And if you're not ready to beat your opponent in the first round or the second round, then I'm not sure if you're going to be ready towards the end of the tournament. That's how I see things. So I don't mind looking at the matchups and who's going to be playing the beginning of the event, and that's all right.
Maria, next up you have a young American, Sophia Kenin. Do you know much about her? Any tidbits on what you're, would focus on in matching up with her?
Don't know much. As I was just doing my cool down on the bike, I saw my coach and my hitting partner were looking at the match on the screen while talking to me a little bit about my match. So I'm sure I'll have a chat with my team about her, but I personally don't.
Maria, do you feel healthy enough, 100%? Or?
I feel good, yeah. Look, 2 tough physical matches, but I'm coming through, and towards the end of today's match, I felt really good.
Going back, and we'll come back.
Do you start to feel like a favorite again? Like this is the Maria Sharapova who used to have a very high seed in all these tournaments? Or are you still not there in terms of confidence level?
Yeah, look, I certainly... I have expectations of, just because I've been in these stages before and how I've been able to execute. So there's a certain level of, I know I can do this, I've done it before, and I want to have that feeling again. But there's also the realistic understanding of, okay, you haven't been in this situation for a while, it's going to take a little time. So, of course, managing the expectations is part of it, and learning as you play the matches, which is just something that I haven't done for a long time.
Are you at peace with whatever opinions your fellow tour mates and whatever the general public may feel about your situation, whether you should be here or not? Just in your entire scenario, is that something you're just all right with, whatever people believe? they believe.
Absolutely. And I think with the way that I played Monday night, I don't think there are any more questions.
Do you feel like you have the public on your side now, or I'm not even sure if you care if they're on your side?
I've had an amazing reaction from fans since I've been back, and that's been very special. And I mean, I've felt it while I was away, and I've felt it in a real presence since I've been back. So it's a very special feeling.
Is there an element of you trying to feeling like you have to win some people over after the drug suspension? Maybe they have a bad taste in their mouth from it, or is that something you don't really think about, those people who might have negative feeling about you doing it?
I think as an athlete, when you walk out onto the court, you're so focused and determined to win a tennis match that all your focus is going on that one job.
Roger Federer was out of the game for 6 months, and he was injured, and then you know how he came back. What about you? You've been 15 months, but you were injured. Do you think he is 36 now, you're 30? There are some sort of similarities, and that gives you some confidence, or Federer is unique and Sharapova is not?
Well, what he's done is incredible, and I think not just myself, but a lot of people can take a lot of inspiration and motivation from what he's done. That's very, very special to see, just the passion with which he still plays, and the level and the quality and the consistency. Those are all things at his age, after everything that he's accomplished. I mean, personally, that's what I always see in champions, in Roger and Rafa and Serena and Venus, that they're still able to produce, and not just produce that type of tennis, but want to be there and want to compete and want to win, because they've done it. They've been around the world and done it over and over again. And to have that passion, I think that's what makes it so special.
How would you assess your serve right now? It seemed pretty solid in the first match.
Yeah, it was. I thought the beginning of the first set was a little rusty. Definitely gave her too many looks on second serves, but I finished off really well in the serve, and I think that was really important.
And your second serve, too, you've been clearly working on that as well. It's equally important.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I think that it's something that I can improve.
Maria, what is the inspiration behind the sleeve? Is it fashion or is it function? I noticed one
Definitely
came off.
not fashion. I'm not into the sleeves at all. It's just to keep my arms warm, but yeah, I'm not crazy about that look. Not at all. Not voluntarily doing it.
A lot's been made about your fitness and getting match play and getting back on court, but what about mentally? How have you stayed so mentally? Because that's kind of a big part of your game. And how did you, I guess, train that while you're away?
Tough to train that. I think that's something that you have to, once you're in it, once you're in the ring, you have to, see how you feel, see how you execute it. It certainly comes back, but I want to be in those situations. I want to see how I feel and how I come out of it. But it's not something you can practice, that's for sure.
You talked a little bit about the fan reaction being positive. What about fellow players? Has anything changed about how people you knew and you still know, how they treat you, your competitors?
Treat me where?
Off the courts, or even on the courts when you're practicing, or when you're interacting with other players.
I mean, I definitely feel the respect from the athletes, certainly when I play against them, in terms of the level that they play with, and that's important to me. I think from a respect level, when you're able to respect your rivals and compatriots, that's really important, and I feel that.
Last question.
Just out of curiosity, how many times have you been drug tested this year?
I think the ITF can give you a number.
They actually don't have numbers. They don't put the name to the.
At the end of the year, they usually produce those numbers. So.
But right now, you can't tell us how many times you think you've been tested. Is it more
I
than
think
3 or 5 or 20?
At the end of the year, you'll be able to find out.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.